Good morning, pros with babes. I hope you are having a great morning. So today I'm hopping in as your host, Kenya Romanovska, mom of two and mentor, strategic advisor to moms and dads in competitive fields. And we're talking about negotiation. So number one, research shows us that women negotiate a lot less than men. Of course, there's progress, but whenever I listen to anything about negotiation, confidence, money, women do it less. They're less confident. They ask for less in general, right? So the number one actionable step today, if you're listening, I would love for you to write when you are planning to negotiate next. Write it on your calendar. It could be something you want to negotiate with your partner, something you want to negotiate with your employer, maybe even your kids, right? Number one thing is that people usually don't get what they want because they don't know what they want. So by committing to it and writing today, we're taking that first action step, right? You're taking that confidence, you're building momentum, you're doing something. You know, in our community, we worked with an expert who talked about negotiation, and she said that we should be negotiating our salary every 2 years. Who here starts salary negotiations every 2 years, compensation negotiations, right? Let me know in the comments if that's your case, but most of us probably don't do it. And if you don't do it, then let this be an eye opener. I often talk about the $1 million wealth gap and how it affects women, right? Because our careers are shaped by caregiving duties, by we live longer, we ask for less, we take career breaks, so on and so forth. So number one step, you got to know what you want. I always talk about having a vision, knowing what you want in every area of your life, from money to family life, right, to health. If you don't know it, first write it down. Take that first step. That would be your action item for today. I'll talk about a couple of case studies. I wanted to bring up the topic of negotiation because I helped somebody in my circle recently settle a dispute out of court, right? They were being sued for a disagreement, around a bill payment. And the way I approach this, they often say it's easier to negotiate for somebody else. And I have to say it's true because you can look from the outside and be less emotional about the situation. So I thought, well, what does the other person want? First of all, we often think about, we need to think about what we want, but we also have to think about what the other person values and see negotiation as creative problem solving, right? And try to create a win-win, see what they value. So when I was negotiating with this person, I called them, I tried to solve the situation over the phone. There was no dialogue. So I explained clearly what our next steps would be. I first acknowledged goodwill. That's something I learned from my lawyer. We always enter by signifying goodwill, right? That the other party is seeking to accomplish something good and that we want to create a solution for everybody. So I tried to talk to that person, but they were not very receptive. So I said, okay, well, these are our next steps, right? This is what we're going to do and how we're going to move our case forward. And we know that the court is going to look at the situation in this way because I had sought some legal advice in my circles. I knew the person cared about the reputation. So we ended up writing a very factual review of this person's behavior for their business because they had not provided their services in full. It was very factual. It was not attacking, not emotional. And then, I proceeded to talk to the other party and ask, okay, well, what would you like to accomplish? Are you willing to kind of meet the person halfway? So we wrote a letter. We acknowledged the other party's contribution to the miscommunication, right, and to the conflict. And we said for some apologies, and we said we're willing to go this way and we're willing to remove this review if we find an agreement. And within 48 hours, we had an agreement. So I'm sharing this because you may have an opportunity to negotiate something for somebody in your circle, to flex that negotiation muscle, to put negotiation on your radar, right? I had quite a bit of fun doing this. I know I provided a solution to both. I saved everybody time and money. It was fun. It was supportive. So that's one case study. I had another case study that I had to negotiate for my own. And again, I needed third-party advice there because I was too close to the problem. And it was one of a supplier in business who didn't fulfill their obligations. And I had to negotiate how to end the contract. So again, I thought about how they would approach things, how they would react, because people tend to react emotionally to situations. And a good tip I got, if somebody reacts emotionally in a negotiation, is to say, well, are emotions helping us get to where you want to be, right? So I really thought it through in my mind before entering into the discussion, and I ended up getting the outcome I wanted for myself after getting some advice, thinking through the different avenues, thinking where I had leverage, what I wanted, what the other person wanted, and entering the negotiation in goodwill, saying, okay, we're looking for a win-win agreement for everyone. So I know this tip is not really focused so much on salary negotiation, but I wanted to say that you really have to first know what it is that you want. Where do you envision yourself going financially? When I work with women in our community, most women struggle to write down a net worth number that they would have in the millions and at the end of their careers, right? It's something that we're really shy about. The book I'm reading right now about confidence says that we women simply don't have it as much as men. Men tend to overestimate how competent they are. So I encourage you, if you want to negotiate a salary, a shorter work week, anything, just first make that commitment in your calendar, write it down, take a step, make that move, and let me know in the comments what you're going to be negotiating. I also said that I would welcome the new members of our community. So we have a workshop coming up in September to have your maternity leave plan or your working mom strategy plan. So we're doing that on Zoom and in a pop-up Facebook group. Look at the links in the comments. For those of you joining us in the group, welcome. I would love to get to know you. Our team is tagging you, messaging you. I know it can be a lot, but we want to make sure we don't slip under your radar because there's so much going on in the social media world. So let's connect. Let's talk. Let's see how we can help you. We see enormous changes for the women in this community when they take the right action with the right confidence. And we want to be a catalyst for you, okay? So have a great day. I'm Kenya Romanovska. I'm your host here. If you are enjoying this tidbit of information, please share it with your friends. Please tag a friend. Please invite them to join us for our networking opportunities. Have a wonderful day.